So my boss Bhuvan at the end of every year writes a really long, extremely long blog post about all the madness that happened in the markets. It's a very good read and I'm not just saying that because he's my boss. He's been doing this for the past 3 years but until now it was all text. So this time around and by that I mean he, thought why not do a video. If you're wondering why Bhuvan isn't the one recording, it's probably because he thinks I have a better camera presence. Clearly I do. With that out of the way, let me get started. But just one thing, if you like reading, I'll link his blog in the description, so do read it. For those of you who prefer a video, you are stuck with me. It's the end of another year, and you know what that means. It's time to look back and reflect on everything that happened in the markets. Or as Bhuvan likes to put it, it's time to reflect on all the mistakes that we have made and the ones we saw others make. Why do we do this? Bhuvan isn't sure himself. He calls it the height of arrogance to think we learn from our mistakes. In his words, I don't know about you, but I am not one of those disgusting smug people who actually learn anything. No, I like to wallow in my mistakes. The whole point of this exercise is to reflect on mistakes, find lessons to learn, ignore those lessons, and make new mistakes in 2025 in style. So with that mindset, let's get into it. Now he starts talking about how unpredictable the markets have been since COVID. Since 2020, when the pandemic hit, we have seen a wild ride. 2022, the worst year in recent memory, but even then the large cap, mid cap and small cap indices were barely bruised, returning around 4% or less. In comparison, the US markets were in a bloodbath. And 2023, that was opposite. Spectacular returns all around. Large caps shot up 20%, mid caps were up around 43%, small caps 48%, and even gold joined the party with 14% rally. But here's where it gets interesting. Bhuvan, though he didn't say it out loud in his post last year, thought this meant 2024's return would be moderate at best. Turns out he couldn't have been more wrong. The Nifty 500 rose 16%, the Nifty Mid Cap 150 gained 23%, and the Nifty Small Cap 250 surged 26%. Gold, it was up another 20%. As Bhuvan puts it, that's a brilliant year, unless you think 40% plus returns every year are your God-given right. He says that this is yet another reminder that what you expect from the markets and what actually happens will almost always be the opposite. He adds, we should all stop pretending like we understand the markets. Looking back at any year, it's tempting to feel like we know exactly why the markets behaved the way they did. But if the market was really that predictable, we'd all predict it and no one would make any money. And now comes one of my favorite parts. Bhuvan talks about how for the second year in a row, it was hard to lose money. He says, in fact, you couldn't have lost money even if you tried. To prove his point, he even ran an experiment. He created 3 random portfolios of 30 stocks each from the Nifty 100, Nifty Mid Cap 150 and Nifty Small Cap 250. And the results? One of the Nifty 100 portfolios outperformed the index while the other 2 slightly underperformed. But overall, all portfolios performed far better than a fixed deposit. Here is one line from his blog that stuck with me. Honestly, if you somehow lost money in 2024, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe visit the nearest astrologer and temple, and for good measure, sacrifice a few goats to a deity of your choice. And going ahead, only place buy orders after tying Nimbu and Mirchi to your laptop or your phone. Then he shifts to something he's been talking about for years, how boring works. He's even trolled in the office for this. People literally call him Buddha. Diversified portfolios, Bhuvan says, performed exceptionally well in 2024. You didn't need to overthink it. A simple, equal allocation across equities, debt and gold would have made you look like a genius. But he adds, the problem with investing is that it seems too easy until you lose money, that is. And eventually, everyone loses money. According to Bhuvan, boring things like index funds and diversification always feel like the tools of low IQ idiots until the markets punch you in the face and teach you otherwise. Here's something else that he had mentioned in his blog post. Predictions. Meher from our team had compiled nifty targets from various brokerages and banks. And the takeaway, a monkey throwing darts would have done a better job. He updated the analysis for 2024 and guess what? People still suck at predicting things. As Bhuvan says, this suckiness isn't just an Indian feature. Investment experts and strategists uniformly suck across the world. Now let's talk about all the drama. Remember all that noise about a bear markets toward the end of the year? He points to this chart showing maximum drawdowns across various asset classes. The so-called bear market of 2024, it was barely a scratch, a tiny dip compared to all the brutal corrections we've seen in the past. Bhuvan says if you think the markets are bad right now, you haven't seen anything yet. He adds, at some point in your life, you're practically guaranteed to see a really bad 2008 style crash. The only problem is nobody knows when. But those moments, while terrible, will teach you a lot. And then comes one of Bhuvan's favorite themes, human stupidity. He says modern financial markets are over 400 years old. Everything about the markets has changed over the centuries except human behavior. This year, he highlights numerous examples of this stupidity, from investors chasing performance in thematic funds to the speculative frenzy in SME IPOs. Bhuvan shares a mind-boggling stat. In 2024, thematic funds received inflows of 1.4 lakh crore rupees, more than a large cap, mid cap and a small cap funds combined. There's so much more in this piece, from the rise of speculation to the dangers of macro tourism, but I'll leave you with one of Bhuvan's key takeaways. The stock market is a complex adaptive system. If you try to understand it through simple stories and make investment decisions based on those stories, you're being reckless. And there you have it. If you want more, the full blog is linked below in the description, and trust me, it's worth a read. If you have made it this far, thank you for watching. Feel free to comment, Bhuvan, you should do videos.